think someone's mic.
Yeah, I think something weird for like the last.
Yeah.
So
Martin, can you hear me? Okay.
I can't see or hear him.
Interesting. Okay. I don't mean to ruin your vibe by having like a reporter on here.
I hate reporters. I hate media.
What can I like? Is there any media you do like, or what's been your experience?
Media that's not part of major companies, major public companies.
I generally think you deal with like people and not me. I don't think you can like lump all of media into one category, though. No.
I mean, I can.
I hate all entrepreneurs if I have a shitty interview with like an entrepreneur, you know?
What if you had 50 shitty interviews with entrepreneurs?
Well, I listen, I cover a lot of entrepreneurs. I've had some bad ones.
Yeah, that's your situation. Mine is different.
How about Vice? Are you a fan of Vice?
No.
What do you think is like the untold story?
I don't think there is an untold story. There doesn't have to be an untold story for me to hate media. I think media is the scourge of humanity.
I don't know. Can I be honest with you? I don't feel that way. I've gotten to cover some like fascinating stories and given people a voice that normally wouldn't have a voice. I did a piece on like revenge porn and this woman who was being terrorized online, and I thought we gave her a good opportunity to like.
Okay.
That. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I hate media. I think media is up there with tobacco.
Well, people say, I mean, I just like to play devil's advocate. I mean, you can't, people will say that sometimes about you, and I'm sure there's more to it. So, I mean, wouldn't you say that it's hard to just make complete generalizations?
What do they say about opinions?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little too simplistic to say you hate it all. I find that the gray area and that the things in between are pretty interesting.
I like South Park.
Yes.
Okay. I interviewed Mike Judge, who did Beavis and Butthead back in the day. He was pretty cool.
Good show.
Martin? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing these days? Are you having any projects you're taking on?
Same thing I'm doing every day. What are you talking about? Why would it be any different?
I don't know. Just a question. Why are you so defensive?
No, I'm trying to understand. What are you doing these days? What does that mean?
Like, do you have any interesting new projects that you're thinking of starting or any like?
Well, I own a company called Turing Pharmaceuticals. That keeps me pretty fucking busy.
Do you have any plans in Washington? Are you going to plead the fifth on Thursday?
I guess you'll have to find out.
All right. Why Blab? What do you think about Blab? Okay.
I don't know what I just walked into. I don't know what I just walked into.
I know. Got like severely awkward. I'm not trying to be like confrontational. Is there a difference when I ask questions and when other people ask questions?
No.
How's the Wu-Tang album?
How would I know?
Okay. Who are you going to vote for?
I don't vote.
Why not?
Because I hate politicians as much as I hate media.
Is there anything you like? Anyone you particularly like?
I hate all politicians.
Okay. Would you ever consider becoming a politician one day? If you hate something, you want to do something about it? No?
No.
Okay. You did a Vice interview, so it doesn't seem as though you completely hate Vice.
No, I hate everything.
Okay.
Except the part when someone yelled "Free Shkreli" outside. That was awesome. And when I thought there was an FBI van outside my house, that was also awesome.
An FBI?
I looked really handsome in that shot, actually.
Does it make you like this kind of attention? Does it make you more paranoid? Would you say, or like, I mean,
if I was paranoid, I don't think I'd be live streaming every day.
I just thought, at least covering tech, I thought that was interesting. It seems as though you get sick of the media, so you try to kind of take it into your own hands. You live stream, you have your own voice. Is that the idea behind it?
I mean, I'm also just bored.
Is it hard for you to meet people with a lot of the coverage and a lot of are you ever worried someone's going to just like Google you or something before a date or something like that?
I have to turn my head like upside down to understand that question, I think.
Okay. I mean, is it hard to meet people in real life?
How long have you been a journalist?
I've been a journalist for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Lori, who are you voting for?
I don't vote.
Oh, that was
not you, Lori.
I haven't decided yet, to be honest with you. I haven't decided. I was in the newsroom when Barack Obama was elected in 2008, and that was a pretty cool experience. But I don't know who I'm voting for yet.
As long as it's not.
As long as it's not who? Martin, who's your favorite person you've met online? It seems like you meet a lot of people online. Okay. Martin, who's your favorite person you've met online? It seems like you meet a lot of people online.
There's this guy Akil.
What about him?
I offered him a job.
Did you take it?
Yeah.
Huh. What made you want to offer him a job?
He's the cold-blooded killer.
Huh. And like, how could you tell that?
I met him. I made him kill someone.
I'm sure. Do you have any regrets over a lot of the stuff that's happened over the last kind of year? Okay.
No.
Does it ever feel shitty when people call you like the most hated man in America or whatever?
No, I love it.
What do you love about it? I mean, I look at you personally, I feel so shitty. But you seem to get off on it.
Yeah, it's funny.
You never have these moments where you're like, I wish that wasn't like my nickname, or I wish that.
Oh. If I said you were the ugliest person in the world, how would it make you feel?
I don't think I'd get off on it. Probably.
It's obviously not true. It's fascinating that someone would care enough to label you something, isn't it?
I don't know. I think, I think it all depends on my actions, or I don't know.
It probably depends on how insecure you might be.
Well, clearly it doesn't seem like you're insecure at all. Do you have any insecurities?
Sure.
Like what?
I'm worried my, oh wait, I shouldn't really talk about that publicly.
Why?
My specific insecurity about, no, it's just inappropriate, it's rated R. Let's see, what am I most insecure about? Probably my singing voice. I've been, and my chess playing ability this very week. Those are the two things.
Nothing on like a larger level?
No.
Okay.
Teeth, that's a good one too. I have pretty nasty teeth. When I was a kid, I thought that Procter & Gamble and Colgate were just like pulling this huge conspiracy on Americans that fluoride and toothpaste and brushing your teeth a million times a day was just this ridiculous attempt to maximize profits. I was wrong. They were right. They were right. They got me.
Got it. And you're saying you won't like expand it all, and if you're going to plead the fifth on Thursday?
I mean, I can get into this like deep conversation on constitutional law, or I can give you a soundbite. I don't know what you want to do.
No, I just want like an honest answer, not a soundbite or a deep.
Long answer. I mean, it's a freaking pretty involved conversation. It's taken my lawyers like 20, 30 hours to think it through. I don't know how much, how interested you are in the question, given the answer, given your question at least.
I mean, I'm interested in it. I think a lot of people are interested in what's going to happen then. People follow your story, whether or not you like it.
It's just difficult talking to someone after you've spent all this time thinking and learning about all of the precedent and people who are called to testify, like Title 18, Section 6005. Like, do you really think we can have a conversation about that without it just be me explaining to you how it all works?
That's kind of condescending. I mean, I'm not looking for you to like go off for like hours or anything. I'm just interested to see how, in short, like how you're going to handle Thursday. I think a lot of people.
It's a really involved discussion that involves a lot of constitutional law and precedent, and you're not prepared to have the conversation with me.
I find that offensive.
I don't care.
I know. No, I guess.
You're definitely not prepared. I mean, have you researched the last 10, 20 times that this has happened? You know?
No, I haven't. I was hoping you'd explain how
you want the soundbite, in essence. You want the short, condensed, dumbed down.
No, you don't have to dumb it down. Explain it, we can sift through it. That's fine.
No, I don't want to have a conversation with an uninformed participant. I mean, if you want to study, there are people who care about this subject, and they've studied the precedent.
Do you, when you look at regrets, you don't regret at all raising the price of the cancer AIDS rate? You have no regrets?
No, I would have raised it more, and I still might raise it more. Why would I regret it? It's a great thing.
I mean, does that mean, is that you being greedy, or is that just being a good businessman?
I've had this conversation hundreds of times, and we're reinventing the wheel a few times here, but, I mean, I don't know about greed. My company doesn't make money, and I don't have a salary. Do you have a salary?
I have a salary.
You know what it's like to not have a salary?
I don't.
It's not fun. You know what it's like to work for a company that's losing money? It's also not fun.
No, I mean, I also don't know what it's like to deprive people, too, of...
Who's being deprived, Lori?
Look, I don't think it has to be like a tit for tat. I'm just asking you questions.
Who's being deprived? Tell me.
I'm just asking you questions.
But you just said you don't know what it's like to deprive someone of something. Who's being deprived?
You know the story better than I do. I mean, this is...
I certainly do. You just said that someone's being deprived. Tell me more.
I don't want to have a confrontational conversation. I think, especially on Blab, if you want to do that, I'm happy to do that.
No, I'm just trying to understand who's being deprived, because I care about my patients, and I want to make sure that they get the medicine. You said someone's being deprived. If you want to retract that, that's fine. But I'm just trying to understand who's being deprived, because I really want to help the patients.
Listen, I don't want to have a fighting conversation with you on a social network.
You came on here.
I know. I'm just curious. I'm just asking you questions. I'm not trying to.
But I'm just curious what you meant by deprived.
If you want to come on and talk to us, you can talk to us on CNN. I would rather have this.
No, you said deprived. I'm just curious.
I'd rather have this conversation on our platform than Blab, to be honest with you.
Okay, you mentioned deprived. Why are you avoiding it? Do you regret saying that?
I don't have any, just like you. I don't have any regrets about this.
Then what did you mean by that?
Listen, I don't want to have this conversation if we're not going to have it, to be honest, on our platform. I would rather have...
I'm not interested in CNN.
Set it up. I know you don't want to come on CNN. I'm fully aware. And people, I look like... If people are talking about Vlad being... I mean, I look at the side marks, right? And people saying I'm sexually deprived, Vlad is the future of media. That's part of the reason to be honest, I don't want to have this conversation.
Okay, I care more about my patients than any drug CEO on the planet. So I'm trying to figure out what you mean by that.
Out of curiosity, how often do you spend time with specific patients?
A ton. So what do you mean by deprived?
I would like to know, how...
You see this shirt? It's the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital.
How often?
Drugs for dying kids.
When's the last time you were there?
6 months ago. I visit children's hospitals every day. I was invited to a children's hospital gala that I need a date with. If you want to join me, it's at the NYU Children's Hospital. It's next month. I mean, I dedicate my life to saving dying kids. So when you tell me that someone's been deprived of my medicine, I want to know who it is so I can race to get off this stupid thing and get them their medicine.
Well, I would certainly be interested. I would definitely be interested next month in going and seeing you at one of these things. Absolutely.
No, I don't think you meet my qualifications for a date.
I'm not asking you to go on a date with you. No offense. No offense. That's not something I'm interested in either.
That's fine.
Do you want to get, for that though, do you want to get Kitty Cat or Cam Girl or one of the girls you're playing guitar to back?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to call in.
No, I like this room, so it's just the two of us.
Got it.
So you can't tell me that someone's been deprived of the drug since we've improved that.
I said I would love to have this conversation on camera with you where we actually...
Why can't you have it now? I'm asking you a simple question that you can't answer. I've answered all of your fucking questions. Why can't you answer mine?
Have this conversation on camera.
You've asked me dozens of questions.
Why? I mean, you know, this is something like you don't want to do, but this is. I came on here to ask you to come on and talk to me on camera.
You've asked me dozens of questions. I've answered them. I'm asking you one question, and you can't answer it.
No, it's not that I can't answer it. I don't want to get into like a fight with you.
It's a simple question. You said that you don't know what it's like to deprive people of something, and
I did that's why I was saying this word came out. People who were upset and people were angry about this kind of thing. I'm not sitting here trying to pick apart you personally. I'm just asking you questions, and I'm not.
I can't. It's not a two-way street. I can't ask you a question.
And people are saying, you know, I don't want to become like.
Focus on me for a second. Why can't I ask you a question?
You can on CNN. I'm happy to have you do that. But
so you can come on here and ask me questions, but when I try to ask you a question, you want me to do that somewhere else.
On Blabber, people can come and ask you anything.
Okay, let me finish. So you come on here and you ask me questions. Let me finish. Don't stop interrupting me. This is my place here. You come on here, you ask me questions, but when I ask you questions, you don't want to answer them. You want to do that on CNN. Why is that?
I'd like to give you a talk on CNN so I can use this and I can actually have an interview that I can use.
I understand that you have a job and you need to substantiate your existence.
Just like your job is
I get it.
My job.
You need to substantiate your existence as a journalist, but at the end of the day, we're both humans, and you come on here and you ask me a dozen questions, I indulge you, and when I try to ask you a question, you don't want to answer it. Why is that?
That's not true at all.
Well, I kept asking you, what did you mean when you said that I deprive people?
You have people who want to talk to you, who want to know how much you spend on research, who have specific questions about this.
Yeah, I've answered all those questions.
All right. Well, if you don't want to come, look, I came to see.
I will never, ever be on CNN. I find the quality of their journalists to be less than most other media organizations.
Have you ever looked at one piece I've done? Probably not.
Nope, never.
Exactly. So it's hard to make a judgment. I can give you pieces to look at and look.
No, I'm not interested. I've had bad experiences with CNN journalists that have poisoned the well for the entire organization.
Got it. Well, look, there's nothing I could do to sort of change your mind.
No, and I'm not interested in you proving that CNN is a viable media organization.
I don't feel like I need to prove that to you. I feel like I spend every day proving that to myself and.
Okay.